February 1st, 2019, that was the day my life changed forever. It was the day I found out where I would be studying for my first semester of college. That summer, I would be flying all the way across the world to study at the University of Sydney in Australia. Having called Northern Virginia my home for my entire life, I was excited to finally live somewhere new. My family and I drove to New York City to say my final goodbyes and to meet up with my fellow Huskies at the airport. Together we embarked on a 26-hour journey to our new home. When we landed, I had never been more excited to get off a plane in my life. Soon enough, we were at Urban Est, the place we would call home for the next 4 months. I was lucky enough to get my own room and share an apartment with 6 lovely ladies. Once we finally recovered from jet lag, the week was filled with adventure. Just as I had thought when I had first saw the sights, this was the beginning of the adventure of a lifetime. Adjusting to apartment-style living was its own journey. Together, my 6 flatmates and I had to learn how to share a living space. We had several meetings to discuss chores, rules, and methods of communication as we adjusted to new things throughout the semester. The way I spent my average weekday was fairly standard for a college student. Wake up, make breakfast, run to class. However, some weekdays provided amazing opportunities to do something on campus. UCID held events every week, including international affairs markets and my personal favorite, mental health awareness events. In fact, through UCID's focus on mental well-being, I was able to gain access to free counseling and find information on a range of topics to help me adjust to living so far from home. Each class provided their own opportunities as well. My outdoor education class took us on trips to the Royal National Park and the Blue Mountains. At the Royal National Park, I got to know everyone in my group as we hiked for 5 hours across the coastline. We got to see cliffs, beaches, a man-made pool, and wildlife as we shared stories from our homes. At the Blue Mountains, we got to bond more intimately as we shared cabins for the weekend. We got to challenge ourselves by squeezing through rocks, swimming under waterfalls, and climbing an endless amount of stairs. Overall, we got to experience nature in our own ways while learning new things about ourselves, others, and the environment. Classes such as outdoor education and Australian film and theatre allowed me to learn much more about Australian identity, the culture itself, and how it impacts media and the environment. It didn't take long to notice a difference in culture, with Australians being much more laid back and having a higher focus on sustainability. Because these classes consisted mostly of international students, we were able to become more culturally aware as we learned how Australia compares to America, as well as many other countries. Outside of the university, our international coordinators hosted a variety of events and outings for us. We traveled to Featherdale Wildlife Park to see some of Australia's famous wildlife, donned our green and yellow gear as we watched our first rugby match, looked up in awe as we watched the fireworks show in Darling Harbour, managed to see tons of whales while on our whale watching cruise, learned just how small we are at the Sydney Observatory, and so much more. We even got to go to Melbourne for a weekend. During this trip, my flatmate and I explored many bookstores and cafes throughout the city. We went on the hunt to find penguins, saw more aquatic critters in the Sea Life Aquarium, walked down a few of Melbourne's famous laneways, admired the immense amount of street art, and saw a late-night screening of the Korean film Parasite. I am so glad that I chose to be part of the NUin program. I was able to study while becoming more independent, exploring a new environment, and meeting new people from around the world. With only 1 semester of college completed, I am excited to bring all my new experiences, skills, and insights home with me.